What if I told you there's a formula for creating a business offer so good, people would actually feel foolish saying no to it? Well, today we're going to dive into a framework that has literally taken businesses from the absolute brink of collapse to generating millions. It's all from Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Offers, and this whole story, it kicks off at rock bottom.
Okay, so take a look at this number, $1,036.14. This wasn't a starting investment or seed money. Nope, this was the total balance in entrepreneur Alex Hormozi's bank account on Christmas Eve of 2016. I mean, this was literally everything he had left in the world.
He actually took this screenshot because even in that moment of crisis, he had this gut feeling that this would be part of a much bigger story. And get this was the balance after he paid a salesman a $22,000 commission for sales money that he himself never even got from the payment processor. It was just a moment of complete and utter failure.
And that personal disaster, well, it really shines a spotlight on this huge problem that so many business owners face, being treated like just another commodity, another option in a sea of endless competitors.
See, here's the thing. Most businesses get stuck in what's called a price-driven trap. When your customers see all the options out there as basically the same, what do? Of course, they buy the cheapest one. It becomes this horrible race to the bottom that just absolutely crushes your profits. The only way out is to create a value-driven offer, something so unique, so different that it can't even be compared. It forces people to look at it and judge it on its own incredible merit.
And believe me, this shift, it makes a wild difference. Just look at these numbers from a case study in the book. With the exact same $10,000 in ad spend, the regular old commodity offer actually lost money. But the Grand Slam offer? Whoa, it pulled in over $112,000 in cash. That's an 11-to-1 return. That's not a small improvement. That's 22 times more cash collected just by changing the offer.
So the big question is, how in the world do you make that kind of leap? Well, for Hormozi, the turning point wasn't some ridiculously complex strategy from a business textbook. No, it was a single, powerful piece of advice from his mentor that just completely flipped his perspective on its head.
This was it. This one sentence became the North Star. The goal isn't just to be a little bit better or a little bit cheaper. The goal is to build an offer that is so unbelievably good, so stacked with value, that a potential customer would feel like a total idiot for turning it down. It makes saying yes a complete no-brainer.
Now here's the cool part. This isn't about some kind of marketing magic or smoke and mirrors. It's about a repeatable framework. There's an actual formula for creating this kind of overwhelming value, and it's called the value equation. So let's break it down.
So here is the formula itself. The value a customer sees in your offer is their dream outcome times their belief that they'll actually get it. All of that divided by the time delay it takes to get the result and the amount of effort and sacrifice they have to put in.
This equation gives you 4 incredibly powerful levers to pull. You want to crank 2 things up, and you want to push 2 things down. First, you maximize the dream outcome. You're not just selling a gym membership, you're selling the feeling of being healthy, energetic, and confident. Then you crank up their belief they'll achieve it with things like crazy guarantees, tons of social proof, and amazing testimonials. Next, you minimize the time delay. How can they get a win in the first hour, not the first month? And finally, you minimize their effort and sacrifice. You make it as easy and frictionless as possible. You're selling the fastest, easiest path to their dream.
And when you really start pulling these 4 levers and designing your offer around them, the results can be, well, they can be absolutely staggering. Let's go back to that case study we saw earlier and see the real-world impact of putting this all into action.
And boom. This is the power of the framework in action. By systematically improving all 4 of those value levers, amping up the dream and the belief while slashing the time and effort, the business went from losing $5,000 on its ads to generating over $100,000 in profit. Same audience, same ad spend, a completely different universe of results.
And this isn't just some theory from a book. This exact thinking is what took Alex Hormozi from that one lonely bank account screenshot to building a business portfolio that now does over $1.6 million a week. It's just proof that one truly great offer can change absolutely everything.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's pretty simple. Stop competing on price and start competing on value. By shifting your entire focus from being the cheapest to engineering an offer that is simply irresistible, you change the entire game. So I'll leave you with this question to think about for your own work. What would your business look like if you had an offer people felt stupid saying no to?